Do you deserve this credit? I don't know if you've heard, but people are getting credit for NFT Funko Pops. Our friend Steven Skolansky shared some photos with me so we can talk about that in this video. But somebody from our group by the name of Nigel was actually the person who kicked this entire thing off.
Okay.
And so now Drop is offering some really crazy credits if your Funko Pops were affected by this issue. And I feel like we're making it more well known here, so maybe more people are going to end up going to Drop, and then Drop's going to hate us because we're doing this and we're screaming from the top of the mountain. But I think it's important to talk about this, not only from the aspect of getting a credit for something that is due, like you should be getting the right thing, but that Drop and Funko really needs to come up with reasoning for refunds and credits. Because the way that they're doing this is very willy-nilly. So the way that people are finding out that they can get a credit for their Funko Pop problem is actually it's a Funko box problem. They are messaging the support team. And the support team is telling them, we're going to give you money back. But I think this could lead into a really big issue. It's good that there's credit being offered back to people, but I feel like that people could do nefarious stuff to get credit that is really not due to them.
Before we go any further, I want to talk about our toy company, Mischief Toys. You can head over to MISCHIEFtoys.com and follow us on both Facebook and Instagram for the most up-to-date information about all things Mischief Toys. And tomorrow, we're having a very special draw for our Coven members. If you do not know what the Coven is and you're interested, go over to MISCHIEFtoys.com. There is a tab that says Coven of Mischief, and you can learn all about it. It is a super secret exclusive club, and tomorrow, they will have the opportunity to purchase a Bloody Troublesque pin, and the Troublesque is our Coven symbol, and it is amazing. Additionally, at 1 p.m. Eastern, we are giving everybody the opportunity for a mystery pin. It can be any pin that we have previously dropped for Mischief Toys, so make sure you head over to MISCHIEFtoys.com tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern and 12 p.m. Eastern if you are in the Coven to get yours.
And in those mystery pins, we will be dropping in some artist proofs. So if you want something extremely rare, make sure you're at MISCHIEFtoys.com tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget while you're over there, sign up for our newsletter. That way you'll know all the most up-to-date information you need to know about Mischief Toys and Ghastly. All right, so let's talk about the Funko Pops that are affected with this whole credit thing. The Funko Pops that are affected are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Grails for Series 2.
The little turtles.
The little baby turtles.
Okay.
So our friend Steven sent us this picture. So as you can tell by looking at this, the box cannot close. And the reason why the box can't close is due to the insert. The insert is too big for the box.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's pressing the box out. Now the funny thing about this is, I feel like that my Funko Pops from a different series are affected by this.
We have definitely seen some Pops that have like weird inserts that don't close properly.
So here are my TMNT Series 2 Funko Pops. They just came in the mail. So I have the Freddy Funko as Krang, which is a cool piece. But as you could tell, the box is completely fine. I don't have any issues with the insert being too big. And it appears that my Rocksteadies are in good shape as well. So they're not having any issues. And then there's also the Triceraton.
Yeah,
and
they're all
Triceraton
fine.
doesn't seem to have the issue either. So all of these Funko Pops seem to be okay. It is literally only affecting the Grail Funko Pops.
Maybe it's like certain batch, like what if it's not all of the Grails?
Nigel, who is in the Gastlecast We Hunt Together group, he's also in the Funko NFT group, he shared the news that he reached out to Funko Drop support about the box is not closing properly. Thank you for providing that information. The pictures, we truly appreciate you reaching out to advise of the issue and understand how frustrating it can be when something doesn't meet expectations. After carefully looking into this issue, we found that the insert inside the box is slightly too large, which is preventing it from closing properly. Unfortunately, this was a production-wide occurrence, meaning
take note
that,
of that
a replacement box would not be able to resolve the issue. Because we want to make this right for you, we are issuing a $75 credit to your drop account. You should see this reflect in the next 1 to 2 weeks. Now, the interesting thing about this is that it is for any Grail that you have. So say you're one of those people that has a 50 Grails, you're getting $75 back for every single Grail. So here's somebody who had 2 grails. So they're getting $150 credit.
Got it. Okay. Well, hold on. So are they replacing?
They're
the
not
insert?
replacing. They cannot because the insert is too big. The box it just doesn't work. Unfortunately, this was a production-wide occurrence, meaning that replacement boxes would not be able to resolve the issue.
Replacement boxes wouldn't resolve it, but replacement inserts that fit it properly would.
They must not be thinking about replacement inserts.
Interesting.
I don't know. Maybe they look at it to cost too much, but
or maybe they're just trying to say, hey, don't be too pissed at us, instead of spending, maybe it would cost like to produce and to ship the proper inserts, maybe like $10 a person. So maybe instead of doing that, a $75 credit would at least allow them to sell a drop, and maybe it's cheaper for them in the long run. I don't know.
I have no idea, but
That's just
this
a guess.
affects the Raphael and Donatello. Those are the only ones that I'm seeing have an issue. So
Got it.
I haven't seen anything for the Michelangelo and Leonardo.
But
It's literally these 2.
If it's the same mold, it's likely...
It's not the same mold.
Oh, it's not.
They're different turtle things, yeah.
So it's not like just a change
No.
in... Okay, got it.
Drop is really giving back a lot of credit. Now, you could say like, hey, they're not giving cash back to people. Like that would be much different.
I mean,
but
that's still $75 per grail if everybody redeems that credit that they could have made on their website.
So the pros here are for the collectors. So collectors get money, they get this credit back, which is really great. The fact that Drop and Funko they're offering this is pretty incredible. Now I wonder how many grails are affected in total, because that would equate to the amount of credit people are getting back overall.
Well, they said it's production-wide. So
it must be every single one of those Funko Pops.
That's my guess, yeah.
So how many of those Funko Pops have reached the hands of people? That would be my question. So Raphael and Donatello, 981 were redeemed out of 999. That's 98.2%.
If every single person who redeemed a grail cashes it in for $75, that's $73,575 in credits they will be getting.
Jeez. Now, all right, so let's talk about this for a second. So Funko and Drop make hand over fist with NFTs. They're making so much money because not only are they selling the card packs, but then they also are getting bits of money out of things that are being resold on the marketplace.
Yeah.
So they're earning money in all different capacities.
It's probably a very good revenue stream for them, although I don't know how much it costs them to host the website. You have to think about that. All the art that goes into the cards, everything.
I think they're making a ridiculous amount of money out of this.
I think it would probably be more than if they just sold the amount that are being redeemed outright, but I don't think it's as crazy as a collector would think.
The amount of money that they're giving back via credit isn't as much to them as we really think it is. They're giving you credit back to use on their website, so they're still making money off the credit that they're giving you. The way that I look at this is that this probably isn't as bad as we think for them, but the more I think about this, the more I wonder, like, are Funko and Drop coming up with real ways to remedy situations like this? Are we always going to do $75 back? Because that just seems like a lot of damn money to me.
It really does.
That's like a quarter of how much I think this Funko Pop was worth on the aftermarket. So it's $75, and I think the Funko Pop in the end was worth like $300 or something like that. On the secondary market, on the marketplace, they were going for right around $300.
My whole thing is they're probably learning from this. So whoever manufactured that specific one, they're probably beating the hell out of them and saying, hey, listen, this is what we're having to do. You guys need to ensure this doesn't happen. How are you going to make sure this doesn't happen? And how are you going to remedy this for us? Funko may be getting money back or credit to their next order based off of this issue.
The other side of this is that Funko right now probably looks really good, heroic in the eyes of the collector. Like any regular collector out there who feels like their box didn't close properly, maybe they're even still upset. They got the credit, but they're still upset. But at the end of the day, they're being made happy by being given something. Funko isn't telling them you're not getting anything at all.
Yeah.
They're getting something. They're getting credit in place of this issue that they're being faced with. So right now, they look good. People in these groups, they're all talking about it. They're talking about how great it is, and they're sharing the information so more people can go and get this money. But that's sort of when it takes a nefarious turn. Are people going to take advantage of something like this? And can they take advantage of it? Like, what will be the outcome of that? That's what makes me wonder if Drop and Funko will come up with something, like a real statement about how things will go moving forward. Because this just seems like so random to me. Yeah. When I saw it pop up the other day and dude is like, I got $75 back for my Grail. I was like, geez, that's a lot of money.
It really is.
Think about that, okay? Because when these Funko Pops are being lost and damaged and everything else, people were getting $30 credit. Now they're getting $75 credit on a Funko Pop that isn't necessarily damaged. The box just doesn't close properly.
Which is not what you're expecting as a collector, because a lot of people collect these, especially the NFTs, in box. I'll have people say, like, you know, you, for example, you're a prime example. You get $7 a pop Pop Shield Armors, which is like the best hard stacks in our opinion, to protect your Grails.
Well, they're the best hard stacks generally. I mean, they just are.
They really are, but people on the internet...
I'm not trying to toot the horn, but they really are. Yeah, like, if you want to protect these Funko Pops, that's where you go.
For sure. $7 a pop. But people are weird about opinions, and if you state something like it's fact, they'll say, well, I have one that's better.
No, it's fact. $7 a pop has the best one. There's no fighting that.
Most collectors will collect these pops in the box. So that is a big issue. However, this is something that we were screaming about. Remember how stupid the $30 credits were? And how we said people spend a lot of money on these? I mean, they're doing what we thought that they should be doing with a higher amount of money. Now, I mean, it would really suck if you spent $300 on the aftermarket to purchase this and you're getting $75 back.
Yeah, but the box is just not closed. So they're giving you something back. You could put it maybe in a $7 a pop Pop Shield Armor, and it does close. I don't really know. I have not had this in hand, so I can't really test it for myself.
So you mean, like, if the insert is sort of crazy and sticking up,
maybe it will still fit in it. Maybe it'll still fit in it.
If you, like, crammed it inside of a box, maybe it would fit?
Maybe it would fit. I don't know. And you guys can let me know if I'm right or wrong about that in the comment section down below, because I'm sure people are trying to do just that. Drop and Funko, this is awesome. I love what you're doing. I think it's perfect, but I really do believe that this could go way off the rails. And it feels like it's happening willy-nilly, especially when we're seeing messages like this one from, this is from Josh. And this one might even be from Josh. Let's see. It doesn't say. It could be Josh. It looks like it could be a J.
That could H.
Yeah, that could be. Maybe Josh is going crazy and he's just giving everybody credits back.
I would make people do a timestamp.
Yeah.
And write their name and the date and send a picture of the affected item. Like,
I don't think they have time to even go over that. But I'm with you. I think that if you're emailing them and you're saying, this is my account, they can prove that you did get that Funko Pop, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So there is clarity in all that.
Right. I forgot about that.
But still, there is a way people can screw this whole scenario over, or screw Drop and Funko over. This Funko Pop is cool as shit, by the way.
It is.
It has Freddy Funko as Krang, and he has the little haircut in there, which I believe is something we have talked about. That is incredible. That might be one of the coolest Funko Pops I've ever seen.
It's very fun.
It's so silly. This is a great set, by the way.
It is.
Yeah, these are great Funko Pops, and I really wanted the Rocksteady to go with my Bebop. I have a Bebop from Series 1.
Yeah.
This Triceraton, I don't know much about Triceraton, but I think in our upcoming Patreon, I'm going to be giving away Triceraton and Rocksteady during that call. And I'm going to keep a Rocksteady, and of course, this is the one I really wanted out of the set. So I'm going to end up keeping these two guys. So if you haven't joined our Patreon, you should totally go and join. We have our upcoming call this Saturday, March the 22nd. It starts at 8 p.m., but we don't come on until 9 p.m. We hang out, we show you upcoming Mischief Toys things, and we'll be giving these guys away and much more. We give away a lot of stuff every single call. So make sure you check out Patreon. There are many different ways to support, but you're definitely going to want to support either levels 2, 3, or 4, because that is the way to be a part of our monthly call on Google Meet. So make sure you have Google Meet. If you're using a PC or you're using your phone, if you join Patreon, we will post all the information you need to know to join that call this upcoming Saturday. It's going to be awesome.
I cannot wait.
So what do you think about all this? This whole credit thing?
I like what they're doing. I am concerned about people taking advantage. Now, there will 100,000% be somebody in the comments saying, well, you guys are bringing attention to the issue. Well, so are the people that are posting in the groups. Funko can't control what people are posting on Facebook.
True.
They sure as shit can't control what I post on YouTube. They might not like it, but we're bringing awareness so the collectors get what they are owed. And some people might have this issue and they like don't know how to describe it, and they're like, you know, my pop won't close, but maybe they think it's just theirs. They might not go to drop and be like, hey, there's an issue with this. It might be, you know, just something they feel like maybe it's just a weird thing happening with theirs and they're not closing it right. So for us to bring awareness to that issue and saying, hey, it's not just you, this is a whole batch of the pops apparently, get what you deserve, then they go and get what's owed to them. Because frankly, if you are a collector, you most likely do want a good box that closes properly.
I always want a good box.
I think it's appropriate to inform the community about this. And
are you worried about people judging us?
I'm not worried about people judging us because I could say all of this in a comment.
We have to make the content. I mean, that's what it's all about. Now, I did have my concerns about making the content because you're right, because people will be, you know, take advantage. But we had to say something.
Like you said, if it's the whole production run, then they can't really take advantage because Drop can see who purchased these things. It's all on the blockchain. Even if they didn't get these directly from Drop, they can see who's redeemed them, right? Yeah. So you're not going to really be taking advantage of Drop, especially if it's a production-wide issue with that particular pop. Really what they should be doing is just giving everybody the credits if they redeemed it. But then the problem with that is you have like resellers and stuff, so they don't even have the pops in their hand. They purchased it to like resell.
Oh man, that sucks.
You know what I mean?
People who turned around and sold it before they did anything about it and they didn't get their credit. Man, that would suck.
Well, I don't think it would really matter because as long as they have proof and they sold it, I mean, they would get the credit. If they had
and proof,
the person who purchased it on eBay or whatever wouldn't get the $75 credit.
Right, yeah.
That's the part that sucks.
Yeah, this situation's crazy.
It is. It's really stinky. I wanted to just make it very clear. We're not trying to create issue for Funko or Drop. We're just trying to bring awareness for collectors because people like villainize us occasionally. And they say, you know, why would you do that? Or all you do is yell trash about Funko. We don't. But
this is certainly not trash because they're giving credit back to people, which is amazing. I mean, I'm praising, but I'm also a little worried about how willy-nilly it's going down. And maybe it isn't willy-nilly. Maybe I'm all wrong about this and they have it all figured out. I'm sure they do. They're a business. But the way that I'm seeing these messages and emails come through and people are like, in the groups, they're like, oh, I'm going to go now. I'm going to go do it now. I'm going to go do it now. I'm like, oh my God. I can't even imagine what their inbox looks like right now. And you're talking about close to 1,000 of these Funko Pops.
We are for the collector. We want to bring it to your attention so that you get what is owed to you. Hopefully, they are learning and they are bringing this to their manufacturer's attention and they are getting compensated from their manufacturer because as a business owner, myself, and you, of course, we think about this stuff differently now versus when we just collected. Something like that, if we had to
hurt the wallet.
Give people $75, I mean, for a small company especially, I mean, that's a big deal. Even for Funko, who makes millions of dollars, that's a big deal. Because that's loss.
Yeah.
I hope they're scolding that manufacturer, whoever messed up them inserts.
So we want to know what you guys think about this. Were you aware of this issue? Do you have this Funko Pop? Did you already try to go get your credit? Are you trying to get your credit now? We want to know all that and more in the comment section down below.
One thing I'd really like to know is, do you have the affected Funko Pop and does it close properly? Because that would make us aware if it wasn't a production-wide issue. I would imagine it is though, because I think they would have to have like, I don't know if it's like a mold or what creates those inserts, but it has to be something like that, right?
In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we'd like to shout out to Dis Life with Joy, Katie Spink, Lisa Stevens, Isaiah Gartman, The World According to Jason, Zachary Stone, SJ, Shelby and Holding Collect, Eric Link, and Dominique McAllister. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. We appreciate all of our patrons. You guys rock. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Gastlecast. If you want to join in on the fun, join in during those live Google Meet calls. We have a real blast, and I think you would have a lot of fun too, especially if you like our content and you like talking about all things collectible, and you also like to win things because we're always giving really cool things away over there. Hot toys, Funko Pops, Ghastly figures, Mischief Toys figures in general, and much, much more. Check it out, patreon.com/Gastlecast. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, and the little bell. That way you'll know anytime we go live or post brand new content. You don't want to miss our new content. We have a real blast here. Come back on Sundays and watch us between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern when we go live. You can talk to us directly through the comment section. It's a lot of fun. All right, that's all we've got for you in this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.